How is my reading going so far? Am I on schedule? Am I meeting my goals? Have I found some new favorites? Let's chit chat. Hi, my name is Jeanette, and I want to thank you for joining me on the channel Jane Reads. So I saw Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails do the quarter year book tag, and I thought, hey, let's do that. I needed a video idea for today's video, and I was like, okay, it is April, the beginning of April now, so we've done a quarter of the year, January, February, March, and how am I doing? So let's just get right into the 9 questions. I've written them down in my reading journal. And then afterwards, we're just going to talk about some stats and some goals and how I'm doing. Okay, so question number 1 is, how many books have you read so far? I have read 27 books. I've read exactly 9 books all 3 months. So January, February, March. I've read 9 books each month. That's kind of a nice sort of even number. Okay, have I already found a book you think may be a 2023 favorite? Oh, I didn't pull it out. I should have. I can't see it for looking at it. So I have 2 that I have found that I think are going to be yearly favorites. The first one is The Blackout Book Club by Amy Lynn Green. This one is a historical romance. I read it in March. Yes. Or historical fiction. I read it in March and I just loved it. It just does start slow, but then it picks up, and the characters, like the friendship, I am totally about the characters. I love this book and I cannot wait to read more by this author. And the second book I read on my Kindle, so we'll insert a picture here. It is Relative Justice by Robert Whitlow. I also read this one in March, and so the reviews for both these books will be linked in the description below. And again, I fell in love with the characters and the family interactions. Those are my 2 favorites so far. Question number 3 is, do you have any 1-star or a least favorite book of the year? Yes. Yes and no. Pull it from my unhaul bin. I don't have a 1-star, but I do have a 2-star, but it is my least favorite book of the year. It is Bleachers by John Grisham. This focuses completely on football, and I don't know football. I can't stand football. So this book just was not for me. Yeah. Okay. Question number 4 is, your most read genre so far? So I had to pull up my spreadsheet to figure this out. And my most read genre is not surprising to me at all. It is romantic suspense. I have read 8 books in that category. So that is 30% of my reading has been romantic suspense. I'm not surprised at all. Okay, so talking about surprises. Question number 5 is a book that surprised you. Again, I didn't prepare very well for this, because I didn't pull the books. Okay, so a book that surprised me is Over My Dead Body by Sandra Orchard. This is book number 3 of the Serena Jones mystery series. And the reason I'm saying it surprised me, because I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I gave this book 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. The reason this book surprises me, or is my surprise book, is I'd heard there is a love triangle that takes place over all 3 books in this series. And I do not enjoy love triangles. So I did not really expect to enjoy it as much as I did. But my mom had read the series and gave the books to me and recommended it and said, I think you'll enjoy it. And I'm like, eh. And when I read kind of the summary of what it was about, I'm like, I don't know, but I will read it. But I gave books 1 and 2 3 stars, I think. I think I gave books 1 and 2 3 stars, but I needed to know what was going to happen with Serena. And I really, like, I kind of, knowing that the characters flowed through all 3 books, I had to read book 3. And I loved this book. Yeah, so that is my surprise book. Question number 6 is a book that came out in 2023 already that you want to read but haven't. So the first book is Under Fire by Lynn H. Blackburn. This is book number 3 of her Defend and Protect series. I have books 1 and 2 on my TBR shelf, and I'm waiting to get book number 3 before I read this series. So this one was released in March, and I really want to read it. Okay, so then book number 2 is In Her Sights by Karen Whitmire. This one was released March the 30th, I want to say. And I am so intrigued about this book for a couple reasons. One, I mean, it's a Karen Whitmire book. It's a Western setting, historical. I can't wait to read this one. Then the other reason is this is the start of a new series by multiple authors. And book number 2, which actually just released on the day I'm filming this, April 10th, and it is by Shanna Hatfield, and it's called Love on Target. And that is book number 2. So when I saw that books 1 and 2 were by 2 favorite authors, they automatically went to my list. So I want to read these ones, but I haven't yet. Okay, so number 7 is one goal you are succeeding at. Okay, so I set 10 goals at the beginning of the year, and we'll go over them after I've done these questions. But the one that I am succeeding at so far is my first goal, which is to read 98 books in the year. I've read 27 books, so according to Goodreads, I am 3 books ahead of schedule. So I am succeeding at that one. Okay, then question number 8 is one goal you made that you really need to focus on. Okay, so I kind of have 2 goals that fit into this category. Really think about it, I have a little bit more. But I have 2 for sure, which are kind of priority goals, is to read the 24 books on my TBR bingo board and the 24 books on my rereads bingo board. So if I want to read 24 on each of those books, that means I need to read approximately 2 books a month to get there. So at the end of March, I should be at 6 books read on each of these bingo boards. So 12 combined. Well, I'm getting there. I'm just gonna find my bingo boards in my journal. Okay, so this is my TBR bingo board. So you can see I only have 5 books colored in. So I am behind on this one. And I do have one of the books. Yeah. One book I'm actually currently reading. It is in my April TBR. So, I mean, but that's only 6. None of the other books are in my April TBR. So I really need to focus on this. Then the other one, I don't want to lose the page with my questions. The other one is my rereads bingo board, and you'll see that there are 6 colored in. So I'm on schedule, sort of. However, one of these 6 I read in April. So technically I only had 5 at the end of March. So I'm a little bit behind on this one as well. But again, one of these books is on my April TBR. So by the end of April, I should have at least 7 colored in, but that still puts me behind because by the end of April, I should have 8. So I really need to focus on prioritizing these books if I really want to prioritize them for the year. Okay, so the last question is number 9. A new to you booktuber that you found in 2023 that you recommend. So the first one that came to my mind is Becca from Becca's Books and Bujo. I don't know if I found her in 2023 or if it was late 2022, but I can't think of any other booktubers that I have found in this year. Like, she's kind of the newest one that I can find. So she I don't really read a lot of the same books as her. I discovered her through Krista at Books and Jams. They did a live together, and then I saw that she had a TBR game, and it's called Deck of Cards, I think is what the game's called. And it is so entertaining to watch her kind of pull the cards and choose the prompts, and it's kind of like, I really like the way her game goes. And I kind of thought about kind of recreating it for myself, but I kind of like my real, I don't know. So yeah. And then in March, she did a video every day for middle grade March and could just vlogged her day. And I'm kind of drawn to her because in some ways we have very similar jobs, and like she works at a church, I work at a church. So it just, I don't know, she intrigues me. So yeah, I really enjoy watching her, and kind of just seeing what she's up to every day was really entertaining, and just other stuff. So I will link her channel below because I think you should check her out and see. And as I said, I love watching her TBR game. As soon as it comes up, it's like, oh, I gotta watch this right now. Yeah, so those were the 9 questions for the quarter year book tag. Now, as I said, I'm going to talk about stats and how am I doing. As I said for question number 8, there's a couple things I need to work on. So just brief recap of my 10 goals is 1, to read 98 books. As I said, I'm ahead of schedule there. Goal number 2 was to read 24 books on my TBR bingo board. I need to work on that one. Goal number 3 was to read 24 books on my rereads bingo board. Again, as I mentioned, I need to work on that one. Number 4 was to read every day. I have read every single day. Yes. Number 5 was to participate in Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. I am on schedule for that. I have read a book for January, February, March. We're good. Goal number 6 was to participate in Oshina's Christian Romance Reading Challenge. Again, I am on track with that, and I've actually already read April's book. Okay, so goal number 7 was to read 12 arcs, 1 per month. That was to limit myself on reading arcs so that I would read books I owned. Not just there, but also on my Kindle. And I've actually only read 2 arcs. Now, I do have 4 arcs from NetGalley that I really need to get reading, but they come out June, July, and August, so I have a little bit of time. So then goal number 8 was to play 1 round of Katie's Read Around the World-a-thon once per month as part of my TBR. I have done that, so I'm good with that one. Okay, goal number 9 was aim to complete at least 18 letters in the alphabet challenge, so 75%. Just gonna find my alphabet challenge. Okay, so I kind of decided to start a little bit differently. So I'm working on completing it, right? So right now I have 10 letters marked off. I could mark off a few more, but I've decided that I'm only gonna mark 4 or 5 stars on this one as I'm going right now. Now, if, November, December, I cannot find a 4 or 5 star book that starts with an F, for example, I'm going to be like, okay, did I read any books that start with an F? Can I put something in there? So that's kind of where, so right now I feel like I'm on track though. I mean, 10 out of 26, that's pretty good. Okay, and then goal number 10 was, or is, to stick to my book spending budget as per my reading reward system. Okay, so my spending reward system is I will earn a cent a page for every page I've read. So I read a 300-page book, I will earn $3, and then that's what I have to spend on books. Okay, so far this year, so between January, February, March, I have earned $88.26. So I have read 8,826 pages. Wow. I have only spent $21.57 on books in the last 3 months. And that includes my Kindle Unlimited subscription. Amazing. So that means I have $66.69 to spend on books. Now, I am trying not to spend money right now because I do have a book shopping trip planned in May. And my husband doesn't think it's a book shopping trip. We're going on vacation, but there's a bookstore in mind that we are stopping at, and I plan on shopping. So I am trying to kind of build up my budget so that I can go shopping. So yes, so I'm at $66 right now, so we are good. So what other goals? So those were my 10 goals. Now, just a very brief recap. I'll insert a graphic here. Well, technically I won't, but my editor will insert the graphic of the genres that I've read. So I have read 27 books. I have read 2 biographies, 1 classic, 5 romance or contemporary romance, 1 general fiction, 2 historical fiction, 3 historical romance, 2 legal thrillers, 3 mystery suspense, and 8 romantic suspense. So, not bad. I have read 23 of my own books. I have read 2 borrowed books and 2 advanced reader copies. I have reread 10 books and 17 were new to me books. I have read 20 physical books and 7 on my Kindle. That really shocks me because it used to be mainly Kindle, very few physical. So, yeah. And what else? What else do you want to know? Okay, so out of the 27 books, 5 of them have been 5 stars, but that includes rereads. 12 of them have been 4 stars. 9 of them have been 3 stars, and I have the 1 2-star. Now, this kind of shocked me, but in a good way. Out of the 27 books, out of the 17 new to me books that I'd never read before, so 17, 9 I acquired in 2022. So I am reading like newer books to my shelf. I finally read 3 books that I acquired from 2017 and 2018. Like, that's combined. And then I've got 1 book that I have no idea when I got it. So, I mean, I'm reading a lot of newer to me books and kind of getting those read. I really should focus on some of my older books that have been sitting either on my Kindle or on my shelf for a few years, because I have a few. But yeah, I'm impressed that 9 of them have been from 2022. And so I have acquired 14 books so far this year. Out of those 14 books, I've read 3. Okay, I need to work on that too, right? So I have 11 unread books that I've acquired in 2023. That's not a great stat. But that's okay. I should go through and see what those books are, because I don't feel like I have that many of them. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. It just clued in. 6 of them are 1 series that I picked up in January. So I need to work on that. So that is everything that kind of how my reading is going so far this year. I'd love to chit chat in the comments below. What is your most read genre so far this year? And have you found a favorite book that you think will still be a favorite by the end of the year? I'd love to talk. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.